Have you ever pondered why life's most profound lessons often come wrapped in a bitter package? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? We often find that the more challenging the experience, the richer the wisdom gained. But why is that? Why must we navigate through bitter waves before we reach the shores of sweet understanding? Well, consider this. Imagine biting into a succulent piece of fruit. You relish its sweetness, yes, but isn't it the contrast against the fruit's slight bitterness that truly makes you appreciate its sweetness? In the grand theatre of life, it's much the same. It is through experiencing the bitter that we come to cherish the sweet. Life, in all its complexity, is a beautifully woven tapestry of experiences. Some sweet, some bitter, but all essential to our growth and development. These experiences shape us, mold us, and above all, teach us. The bitter lessons, however, have a unique role. They're the ones that truly test our resilience, stretch our understanding, and push us to grow. These lessons may come in various forms. They may be as simple as a minor setback or failure, or as complex as heartbreak, loss, or profound change. But whatever form they take, they all serve a purpose. They force us to confront our fears, challenge our perceptions, and ultimately redefine our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In this journey of life, we're all students, and every day is a new lesson. The bitter lessons are the ones that make us pause, reflect, and dig deep within ourselves. They're the ones that force us to strip away the layers of pretense and face the raw, unfiltered truth. And it's in this truth that we find our strength, our courage, and our true selves. So let's delve into this journey, starting with the masks we wear. These are the facades we put on to protect ourselves from the world, and sometimes even from ourselves. What happens when we start peeling away these masks? We often wear a mask pretending everything is fine even when it's not. It's a common, almost instinctual response to life's hardships. We tuck away our pain, our sorrow, our frustration deep within us, hidden behind a convincing facade of normalcy. But what happens when we suppress our true feelings? What dangers lurk beneath the surface of our carefully constructed masks? The first danger is the denial of our own reality. When we conceal our emotions, we're effectively rejecting a part of ourselves. We're saying, this pain, this sadness, it doesn't matter, it's not important. But it does matter, it is important. Every emotion we feel, every tear we shed, every sigh we let out, it's all a part of our authentic selves. And by denying these emotions, we're denying our own humanity. The second danger is the disruption of our personal growth. You see, pain is a great teacher. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also a powerful catalyst for change. When we hurt, we're forced to confront the parts of ourselves that need healing. We're pushed to grow, to evolve, to become better versions of ourselves. But when we hide our pain, we miss out on these invaluable lessons. We remain stagnant, stuck in the same patterns, the same cycles of behavior. The third danger is the strain on our relationships. When we're not honest about how we're feeling, we create a barrier between ourselves and the people we care about. We become distant, unreachable. Our loved ones can sense this disconnect, and it can lead to misunderstanding, confusion, even resentment. The solution then is to allow ourselves to feel, to acknowledge our pain, our sadness, our frustration, to embrace these emotions as part of our human experience. It's not easy, of course. It takes courage to face our own vulnerabilities, but it's a vital step towards true healing and growth. As we remove our masks, we must also learn to let go. Let go of the fear of judgment, the fear of vulnerability. Let go of the notion that feeling pain is a sign of weakness, because it's not. It's a sign of strength, of resilience, of authenticity. And it's these qualities that will guide us towards a sweeter, more meaningful life. Letting go of those who've lost interest in us can be paradoxically liberating. Imagine holding onto a balloon filled with helium. The more you clutch onto it, the more it struggles to float away. It's only when you release it that it reaches its true potential, soaring up into the sky. This is the paradox of letting go. In life, we form attachments to people, and when they begin to drift away, we might feel a sense of loss and hurt. But it's important to remember, like that helium balloon, people have their own paths to follow. They have their own skies to explore. As painful as it may be, sometimes the best thing we can do is to let them go. This doesn't mean we stop caring or forget about them. On the contrary, it means we respect their journey, we acknowledge their right to grow, to change, and to seek their own happiness. It also gives us the opportunity to focus on our own growth, to nurture our own happiness. Letting go is not about severing ties or harboring resentment, but releasing the tight grip of attachment. It's about understanding that we can't control everything, especially not the feelings or actions of others. And here's the beautiful paradox. When we let go, we're not losing, we're gaining. We're gaining wisdom, strength, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. We're learning to stand on our own, to find satisfaction within ourselves, not in the approval or attention of others. In the grand tapestry of life, everyone we meet, we interact with, plays a role. Some roles may be brief, others may span years. But each one, no matter how small or large, leaves an imprint on us. These imprints shape us, they add layers to our character, they make us who we are. So as we navigate through the fluid dynamics of relationships, remember this paradox of letting go. It's not about losing, but gaining. It's not about forgetting, but appreciating. And most importantly, it's not an end, but a beautiful beginning. As we let go, we also appreciate the roles people have played in our life. People come and go in our lives, each playing a unique role in our story. This simple but profound truth is something we often take for granted. Yet, it's a significant part of the human experience. Each person we encounter, whether for a fleeting moment or for years on end, contributes something valuable to our journey. Consider the roles people have played in your life. There's the teacher who sparked your curiosity about the world, the friend who was there for you during tough times, the stranger who offered a kind word on a gloomy day, or even this video that might resonate with you. We hope our videos are helping you with your personal and spiritual growth. If that is the case, it would mean the world if you considered subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Each of these individuals served a purpose. They taught you, supported you, uplifted you. They helped shape who you are today. But just as people enter our lives, so too must they exit. It's part of the ebb and flow of human connections. And while it can be painful to let go, it's also an opportunity for growth. It's a chance to appreciate the roles they've played and the lessons they've imparted. Let's pause for a moment to appreciate those who fulfilled their roles in our lives. Picture them in your mind. Remember the times you shared, the laughter, the tears, the wisdom. Let gratitude fill your heart for these individuals who, in their own unique ways, have enriched your life. But remember, it's not about clinging to the past. It's about honoring it. It's about recognizing that these people served their purpose. And now it's time to turn the page, to welcome new characters into our story. This can be a challenging concept to embrace. We're often tempted to hold on, to resist change. But life is a dynamic, ever-evolving narrative. And just as a book would be mundane without a variety of characters and plot twists, so too would our lives be without the rich tapestry of human interactions. So here's the takeaway. Cherish the roles people play in your life. Learn from them, grow with them, but when the time comes, let them go with grace and gratitude. While appreciating these roles, we must also grasp the concept of borrowing, not owning. We don't own people in our lives, we merely borrow them. This statement may seem a bit strange at first, but once we delve deeper into the concept, it becomes a profound truth that can transform our relationships and our perspective on life. When we say we own something, it usually implies a sense of permanence, a belief that it's ours to keep. But when it comes to people, this mindset can create unrealistic expectations and unnecessary attachments. We start to believe that people are ours to control or that their actions and decisions should always align with our desires. This can lead to disappointment, conflict, and even heartbreak. On the other hand, when we view people as borrowed, we acknowledge the temporary nature of our relationships. We understand that people come into our lives for various reasons and for different periods. Some may stay for a lifetime, while others might leave after a brief encounter. But each person, whether they stay or go, brings something valuable to our lives, a lesson, a memory, an experience. This doesn't mean we love or care any less. In fact, recognizing that we're only borrowing people in our lives can lead to a deeper appreciation of the moments we share with them. We learn to cherish the time we have, without clinging onto it. We learn to say goodbye with grace when it's time to part ways. And most importantly, we learn to grow and evolve through these encounters. Embracing this concept of borrowing, also helps us understand and accept imperfections. Just as every book we borrow has its own unique story, every person we meet is beautifully imperfect in their own way. We learn to appreciate their individuality without trying to change them. We learn to accept them for who they are, and in doing so, we learn to accept ourselves too. As we understand the concept of borrowing, we also learn to accept imperfections. So let's cherish the people we're fortunate to borrow in our lives, appreciate the moments we share, and remember to let go with love when it's time to return them to the world. Accepting imperfections in ourselves and others is a part of life's bitter lessons. Often, we are our own harshest critics. We nitpick at our flaws, magnifying them until they tower over our accomplishments and positive traits. This habit of self-criticism, while not entirely harmful, can become a hindrance to our personal growth when it spirals into self-deprecation. Yet the beauty of growth lies in acknowledging these imperfections, understanding that they are not blemishes to be erased, but rather unique strokes in the masterpiece of who we are. Our flaws, our scars, they add depth to our character, they make us human. But accepting our own imperfections is just half the journey. We must extend this acceptance to others too. Each person we encounter is fighting their own battles, carrying their own burdens, and living with their own set of imperfections. Just as we hope for understanding and acceptance, we must offer the same to others. This, of course, is easier said than done. We are naturally drawn to perfection, to the flawless, the ideal. But life is not a curated gallery of flawless masterpieces. It's a beautiful, chaotic, unpredictable blend of imperfections, and the sooner we learn to embrace this, the more meaningful our relationships and interactions become. Remember, perfection is an illusion, a mirage in the desert of reality. Chasing it will only leave us parched, drained, and unfulfilled. Imperfection, on the other hand, is real, tangible, and beautiful in its own unique way. It is the rough edges that give character to a diamond, the crack in the vase that tells a story, the off-key note that adds soul to a song. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean settling for less, or dismissing the need for growth and improvement. It simply means acknowledging that nobody is without flaws, and these flaws can either be stumbling blocks or stepping stones, depending on how we choose to view them. Just as we accept imperfections, we must also embrace change. Change is inevitable, and often, it's for the better. As we journey through life, we encounter various seasons, each one distinct, each one significant. Like a landscape transforming through the year, our lives too change with every passing moment. Just as winter's frost gives way to spring's bloom, our struggles often pave the way for growth and renewal. The chill of hardship can yield the warmth of wisdom. The barrenness of loss can lead to the abundance of strength. It's not about avoiding change, but about embracing it, understanding its purpose, and making the most of it. Imagine a river, flowing with grace, carving its path through mountains and valleys. It doesn't resist the obstacles. Instead, it finds a way around them, creating beautiful landscapes in the process. That's what embracing change looks like. It's about adapting, evolving, and growing, even when the path is uncertain and the journey challenging. Of course, embracing change doesn't mean it will always be comfortable. It might involve letting go of what's familiar, stepping out of our comfort zones, and sometimes confronting our deepest fears. But it's in these moments of discomfort, these moments of change, that we truly discover ourselves. We learn about our strengths, our resilience, and our capacity for growth. Remember, change is not a punishment, but an opportunity. It's an invitation to evolve, to become the best versions of ourselves. It's a call to let go of what's holding us back and embrace what propels us forward. It's a reminder that life is not static but dynamic, ever-changing, and profoundly beautiful. Just like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, change helps us spread our wings and soar to new heights. It allows us to explore, to learn, to grow, and ultimately to live a richer, more meaningful life. So let's not fear change. Instead, let's welcome it, embrace it, and make the most of it. Remember, each bitter lesson is a step toward a sweeter, more meaningful life. Embracing these bitter lessons can lead us to a sweeter, more meaningful life. Life's teachings, no matter how harsh they may seem at the moment, are our stepping stones to personal growth. They are the unexpected teachers, guiding us towards understanding, compassion, and resilience. These lessons show us the beauty in imperfection, the freedom in letting go, and the strength in embracing change. Each chapter of our life, each person we cross paths with, each moment of joy and pain all contribute to our unique story. And it's through acknowledging and valuing these experiences that we can truly find sweetness in life. We invite you to reflect on your own life's lessons, the bitter and the sweet. Share with us how they've shaped you, how they've contributed to your growth and led you to a more meaningful existence. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, your bitter lessons are your sweetest strengths.